Hello everyone. In our previous lecture, we had completed the chemistry part. In this lecture, we are going to start the biology part and we'll start with the cell biology. Okay, so let's start. So our first question is, what do you mean by biology? What do you mean by biology? Basically, it is made of two words. First is bio and second one is logy. Basically, bio means life and logy means study. Logy means study. Got it? So basically, if I ask you, what do biology? Then you can simply say it's a study of life. Okay? Every living being and every non-living thing which is directly or indirectly connected with living beings and the lives of living beings are affected by these things. Then it will also cover in the part of biology. Got it? So basically, biology is just not the study of living things, but also all the things which are directly or indirectly connected with the living ones. Got it? So biology is the study of life which studies living and non-living if it is directly or indirectly connected. Okay, just take an example. Like if you're seeing the person who is sitting in front of you, anyone in your house, anyone in your surroundings, okay, that person is a living. And how you can say the thing is living, I will tell you in this lecture. Okay, but just then remember the points which I'm telling you right now. If you are seeing someone just standing in front of you, just sitting beside you and just walking around you, then what you have noticed? That person is a living. Okay, so to study that person is a study of living. It's a study of living. Okay, but what about the non-living? Like the climate, like the temperature in which you are sitting right now. Okay, you remember if you sit in too low temperature, you will get cold. If you sit in too high temperature, you will be dehydrated. Okay, so temperature has direct or indirect effect on yourself. Got it? So how does the temperature affect you and how does the temperature affects any living object surrounded you or you yourself? Then these things comes under the non-living part of biology. Okay, so basically biology is a study of living and non-living and also study the characteristics and the relationship between these things. Got it? Now let's move forward. Okay. All right. So first question is another question. Who is known as the father of biology? So the father of biology is Aristotle. Okay, he was a Greek biologist. So you can say the father of the biology was Aristotle. Got it? Second thing, who was the father of modern biology? Who was the father of modern biology? So the answer is Charles Darwin. Okay, so Charles Darwin known as the father of the modern biology, whereas Aristotle known as the father of the biology. Got it? Second thing is that biology is oftenly divided into various parts, but there are two main parts which important for us from the examination point of view. First is zoology, second is botany or botany you can say. Okay, so basically in botany and zoology we have to study different subjects and these subjects covers different living organisms. Like for botany we cover trees, plants, etc. related with these aspects like trees and plants. Whereas in zoology we study animals. We study animals including humans because humans are also the animals which are socially organized. Got it? So We have two branches of biology, botany and zoology. In botany, we study about trees, plants, and only things related with these things. But in zoology, we study about the animals. Got it? Now, the second question is, who is known as the father of botany, and who is known as the father of zoology? So first is father of botany. Second is father of zoology. Got it? So father of botany was Theophrastus. He was also the Greek one. Whereas father of zoology was Aristotle. He was also the Greek. Okay. So the father of botany was Theophrastus and the father of zoology was Aristotle. Got it? Now let's move forward. Here you are seeing one thing, and this is known as the cell biology. Cell biology. But before understanding or before start cell biology, we should understand what do you mean by cell. Okay. What is the meaning of cell? Like most of your time, you have seen that cells are basically used in appliances. In appliances like your TV remote, battery of your mobile, okay, and various other things. So what is the role of cell? The role of cell is to give power, energy to perform task. Okay, like take an example of your TV remote. Your TV remote have cells. Okay, and what are the role of the TV cell? Sorry, what is the role of your TV remote? To switch on and switch off your TV and to control your TV. Okay, but without cell, is it possible for the TV remote to perform? The answer is no. So cell is required to give the power, to give the energy to perform that task. Got it? So similarly, human body and the living beings, basically not human body, living beings, all the living beings, including human body, all the living beings, including, let me write it down again, all the living beings, including humans, are made up of cells. Are made up of cells. Okay, so the entire body of the people which you are seeing, including yourself also, is made up of cells. We have various types of cells to perform various tasks. Got it? So basically you can say cell is the basic or fundamental unit of life. Okay, so basically you can say cell is the basic or fundamental unit of life, which helps us to perform various tasks. Got it? Now let's move forward. So here are first thing which we need to discuss is how you can differentiate between living or non-living. Living or non-living. So basically there are 4 parameters which we use to identify whether the thing is living or non-living. These parameters are growth, reproduction, metabolism, and the fourth one is response of stimuli. Got it? So these are the 4 parameters to find out whether thing is living or non-living, because in case of non-living, these parameters are non-existent. Okay. So if you are asking about the living being, just an example of the small baby, or take an example of yourself. You were not as old you are right now. Okay. You were a small baby once when you got birth. Okay. So thereafter you get growth. Like first you become 1 year old, then 5 year old, just an example. Okay. Then 10 year old, then 18 year old, and whatever is your current age. You did not directly reach that age, like 22 years old you are right now, just an example. So you didn't reach this age directly. You have to cross all these age, then only you were able to reach this age. So it's an example of growth. It is an example of growth. Second is reproduction. Reproduction basically means, in the terms of biology, is giving birth to new ones. Giving birth to new ones. Okay. Like every organism which you are seeing around yourself is giving birth to their new ones. For example, if this is a human, then he will produce human, he will produce human, he will produce human. Okay. But for this, there are two methods. First is sexual, second is first is asexual, second is sexual. Okay. So we will discuss it later. Till then, just remember. So it is an example of reproduction, like giving birth to the new ones. Got it? Third is our metabolism. It means we require energy to perform. We require energy to perform. Got it? And the energy which we obtain to perform the things, it's coming from food. Okay. So third one is the metabolism. Fourth one is the response of stimuli. It means that you respond to your surroundings. Like take an example of humans. Okay. If the temperature is low, you will feel it. If the temperature is high, you will feel it. Got it? So what does it mean? It means that your response to your surroundings. Okay. But if I put a remote, it's a TV remote in low temperature, thereafter in high temperature, low temperature, and then in high temperature. So does this TV remote have any effect of the temperature? The answer is no, because it is non-living. So here are the four parameters due to which we are able to find out whether thing is living or whether thing is non-living. Got it? Now let's move forward. Now we have Robert Hooke. We have Robert Hooke. Okay. Who was he? Who was he and why we are studying about him? Let me write down again. Okay. So Robert Hooke, who was he and why we have to study about him? Because he was the first one who first coined term cell. He was the first person who gave term cell. Okay. But remember one thing, he only discovered cell wall. Got it? So basically you can say the Robert Hooke was the first person who first saw the soil. Okay. And he also gave the name cell. But remember the second thing, that he was not able to find out the entire cell. He was only able to discover the cell wall. Got it? Now come to the cell theory. Come to the cell theory. Cell theory, which was given by two people. Let me write down again. Skildon and Shaven. So these are the two peoples. Skildon and Shaven, and the year was 1838 to 1839. Okay, so during this year, they give the cell theory. And what are the parts of the cell theory? First is all organisms are made up of cell. Got it? Here, organisms basically represent the living beings. Okay. Second point was body of every organisms. Sorry, here is are composed of cell, are made up of cell. Okay. Third point was arises from pre-existing cell. And the fourth was every organism starts its life from single cell. Got it? So these were the cell theory given by Skildon and the Seven. So they said every organism is composed of the cell. Second point was body of every organism is made up of cell. Third point was every cell comes out from the pre-existing cell. So you can say this cell gives birth to new cell. Okay. So we will learn about it in further. Just remember, the cell gives birth to the new cells whenever it is about to end. Okay. So third point states that every cell which you are seeing came from another cell which was once existed. Okay. Like this one, that was the older cell. It gives birth to the new ones. Got it? And the fourth point says every organism starts its life from single cell. Okay. So everyone starts its life from single cell, and then these cells started giving birth to the new ones, and thereafter many cells formed in the body of a living being. Got it? Now let's discuss some part of cells. Okay, so first is a plasma membrane. First is a plasma membrane, which is also known as cell membrane. Okay, so basically if it is a cell, then plasma membrane is dead part of cell, outer layer. Okay, so it is the phospholipid layer because it is made up of phospholates, and its basic function is separates the cell from its surrounding. Whatever the surroundings, this membrane will separate the cell from its surrounding. Got it? So it is elastic, thin, then permeable. Okay, so basically you can say it is elastic, so it can, if it is elastic, so it can adjust the size. Okay, so it can adjust the size. Thereafter it is thin and it is permeable. Permeable means it allows things to pass. So you can say any exchange happened in cell to its surrounding, it's done to the permeable membrane, or you can say through the plasma membrane, which is also known as the cell membrane. Got it? Cell membrane is only found in animal cell. Remember, cell membrane is only found in animal cell. So what about the plant cell? So basically For plant cell, we having cell wall. For plant cell, we having cell wall, which is rigid, okay, and which is formed of cellulose and chitin. Okay, so remember this thing. Plasma membrane is formed of phospholipid. Here you can see the spelling, and it is elastic, means it can change its size. But for plant cell, it is cell wall, which is made up of cellulose and chitin, and it is rigid. Got it? So here we have finished about the plasma membrane. Now come to the next point, which states about the same, which I have told you, that it's control the passage of molecules, means whatever exchange will happen from the cell to the surrounding will be done through the plasma membrane or through the cell wall. Got it? Now, next point is a cytoplasm. Okay. So basically, same like the atom, where it having the nucleus and thereafter the orbits or shells. Okay. Cell also having the nucleus and outer it are various membranes. Okay, and one of such membrane is cytoplasm. Got it? So you can say this is a nucleus, then this membrane is known as nucleoplasm, and outside this is cytoplasm. Got it? So cytoplasm is the outer layer of nucleoplasm, and it's consist of cytosol, which is a fluid protein, and organelles. Okay, and it is a site of numerous biochemical reactions, including metabolic pathways and protein synthesis. Just write down these words. I will tell you later about their meaning. Okay, and remember one thing, the composition of cytoplasm. Basically, it's 99% is oxygen, it's 0.5% is carbon, it's 10% is hydrogen, and it's 2.5% is nitrogen. Okay, so just write down the composition of cytoplasm. Got it? So we have learned that cytoplasm is the outer layer of nucleoplasm. Second thing which is learned is cytoplasm having the composition of 99% of oxygen, 0.5% of carbon, 10% of hydrogen, and 2.5% of nitrogen. And it is a site of metabolic pathways and the protein synthesis. Got it? Now let's move forward. Is the nucleus? It's the nucleus. So basically it is consist of chromatin, which is the base for chromosomes. Okay, and chromosomes basically happen during sexual reproduction mainly. Got it? And it's also contain of the DNA, which fulfill for it's basically fulfill for deoxyride, you can say deoxy nucleic acid. So DNA basically stand for deoxy nucleic acid. Got it? Or basically just write down the spelling, correct the spelling. It's deoxyribonucleic acid. Got it? So it was the full form of DNA. DNA carries genetic information for cell functions and the hereditary. I will tell you about DNA when we will discuss about the sexual reproduction. Okay, the nucleus is responsible for the ribosome assembly. So they are basically two forms, DNA and RNA. Okay, where DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid, RNA stands for ribonucleic acid. Okay, so we will learn about them also in the biological section. Till then, just remember the full form which I have told you. Got it? Now, organelles. Organelles basically you can say parts of cell. Parts of cell, where it is a mitochondria. It is also known as the kitchen of cell. Because whatever energy you are obtaining from the cell is obtaining from the mitochondria. Okay, because mitochondria developed ATP, which is a form of energy, which is the form of energy. Okay, and you can also say that cellular respiration means whatever food you are taking, because food is the main source for humans to obtain the energy. This fruit reach the mitochondria part of the cell. Mitochondria break the food into ATP molecules, and these ATP molecules basically used for power and energy. Okay, so just remember the flow. You taking the food reach the mitochondria part of the cell, then the mitochondria convert the food into the ATP molecules, and the ATP molecules will be used for produce energy and power for the human beings functions. Got it? Thereafter we having the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so basically you can say if it is the nucleus, okay, and this is the nucleoplasm and this is cytoplasm. So on the cytoplasm we having various hairy type structure which is known as the endoplasmic reticulum. So basically they help us to distribution of material from cell to surroundings. Got it? So whatever the material is to be exchanged from cell to surroundings will be exchanged through endoplasmic reticulum. First, it will pass through the nucleoplasm, then to the cytoplasm, and through cytoplasm will be passed through the endoplasmic reticulum. Nucleo to cyto, and through cyto to endoplasmic reticulum. Got it? So just remember the flow. Okay, now let's move forward. Thereafter, we have the Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus. Basically, Golgi apparatus work as a storage home. Work as the storage home for the cell. It stores things. Thereafter, it packages them and then it's transport them. You can say it is basically the post office. Post office of the cell. Whatever items comes inside the Golgi apparatus, it first store them. Thereafter, whenever it requires, then it second, it's pack them, and third is transport them. So these are the three functions done by the Golgi apparatus. First, modifies or store them. Second, pack them. Third, transport them. Got it? Thereafter, the chloroplast. Chloroplast basically found in plant cells only. Because to perform the photosynthesis. And what is the photosynthesis? We will learn about it in the upcoming lectures. Okay. Thereafter, we have a vacuole which having three functions: store water, nutrients, and waste. Okay. So students, in this lecture, we have discussed about the cell parts. Okay. In our next lecture, we will continue with some more facts about the cell. Till then, thank you.